All right, you're listening to On Deck, presented by Amazing Med Zone. I'm Phil from Shirley with my boy Drew Minotti, and we got a special guest tonight. We got my boy Vaun Q, our resident specialist on talking a little NBA tonight. We're going to talk a little top five best NBA players of all time, and I know this is going to get people going. This is a conversation I've been excited about. I wanted to talk about for a while, and I'm going to start it off with my number five, the white legend, Larry Legend, my boy. I think one of the most underrated basketball players of all time, averaging 25, 10, and 5. Guy's a stud, three-time MVP, three-time NBA champ, 10-time All-NBA. Guy's a stud. I got to put him on my list. Number five, Larry Bird.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to have a list with Larry Bird.
Do you really think he's underrated though?
I do, in a sense, when I watch him play, because it's like and you hear all the stories about him when this guy's talking shit, saying I'm gonna go right here and score. Like, he could arguably be higher. For me, he's five, definitely, no doubt. But I feel like a lot of people won't even have him on their top 10. They'll be shitting on him like Larry can't move, Larry can't do this. It's still talked about today when people
Yeah,
watch it. They still say this stuff.
dude, Larry Bird is by far one of the greatest scorers ever, 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 ever.
Yeah, was it
I
the
agree.
hick from?
But I like that at number five though. I just know my top five is gonna be like everybody's gonna be like, wait, what? But go ahead, do your thing, do your
Yeah, no,
thing.
that's what we want, man. We want top fives like that aren't like everyone else's top five. Like my fifth player is not going to be your fifth player, that's for sure. I don't even think my fifth player is going to be on any of your lists. But my number five is Shaq. I just feel like
Okay,
just I tried to keep it into people that I've seen. You know, I'm 41. I have seen a lot of basketball. When Shaq came in the league, he was just different. He's just like, just dominant, physical specimen. People were afraid of him. I mean, Hack is Shaq. That
that's
people
the
didn't want.
thing.
So I think him in college too, and him in the NBA he was just an animal.
Oh
Um,
yeah, for sure.
so he's my number five.
I love it. I love it. I had Shaq right there. I was literally right at the thing. Him or Bird? Who am I gonna go, five or six? But I went with Bird. Who do you got, Vaughn? Who's your number five?
My number five, I might have to go with, and just to give you a quick backstory on me and my my basketball, I guess my basketball like repertoire, whatever the case may be. Not even to just like go the same route as Drew, but I'm 32 years old. I started watching basketball, like legitimately started watching basketball, maybe like 2000,
Mm-hmm.
So for me, my number five all time might have to go Allen Iverson.
Ooh, I love it.
A lot,
I
and the
love it.
reason why I have Allen Iverson in my top five is because it's not even just because of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think with the top the number four, like number four through one, would always kind of be like roughly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody has somebody higher or lower than others, but like that number five spot is kind of like a, I feel like it's more a little bit, has a little bit more like sentimental value to it, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just based off of like even like Phil, like your number five was Shaq, like
100%.
and then Drew's number five. You know what I'm saying? Like it has sentimental value, and then for me, it's like Allen Iverson. He he was the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like he was the culture. And granted, he came in with some guys that are also pivotal parts of the culture. But Allen Iverson was like the forefront of it. So and then of course, obviously, one of the greatest ball handlers ever. I'm not gonna say the best, one of the greatest ball handlers ever, one of the best scorers ever. Like he's one of those guys, and he's actually one of those guys that kind of like did it. He almost did it by himself.
No,
If
I
that
agree.
makes
I mean,
sense.
think about that Philly team that made it to the finals, that lose to the
Dude,
Lakers. You know what I mean? That team
yeah,
was
like Eric,
terrible.
dude, Eric Snow at the
Eric
point guard. No,
Snow, yep,
no
McKee,
disrespect
Aaron
to Eric
McKee,
Snow. Aaron McKee, the kid in
hmm
Matumbo. Like
and
it
old
was,
Matumbo, yep.
yeah, Antonio McDyess. It was a weird team, but he was so much of a driving force. Like, you know,
Yep.
he was the man. But that's my number five. Allen
Love
Iverson.
it.
Shout out to VA. Shout out to Philly, whatever. But you know.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Going right to my number 4. I agree with you. I think that 5th pick could be a lot of different people, and you're gonna see it like it kind of has that sentimental value. People are gonna have all different things on reasons why. But the top 4, I feel like it's definitely top 3 were all gonna be the same. The 4th might even be a little different for some people. And I gotta go with Magic Johnson, number 4 for me. I just feel like Magic was on another level, the Showtime Lakers. He's just was the man way before his time. I didn't get to watch him, but even growing up later than that, looking back on these stories, just like with Larry Bird, I feel like, I did get to see their career because I just watched so many games of it. 5-time NBA champ, 10-time All NBA, the same thing as Bird, averaging 19, 11, and 7. The guy was just, like I said, way ahead of his time. Magic, 6'7" point guard. He's got to be on my list. He's my number 4.
Yeah. I'm sure he's on everyone's list. I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, he was special, and he got cut. He got cut kind of short too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
he had a couple more years left in him.
He played about 11 years, maybe. Yeah, I want to say about 11 years.
100%. He missed out on that finals, that Lakers team. You know what I mean? Versus Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Like
Did
he
he
was
miss
there,
that?
but
I
then
mean, I was young.
after that, they would have been competing much more. We would have seen that much more.
Dude, I was born in '92, so I don't really know too much about that Lakers team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Phil's like an encyclopedia.
Yeah, I'll sit there just looking at these old teams, watching these fucking old games on YouTube.
Respect.
Drew, who's your number 4, Drew?
My number 4 is the Laker as well. I got Kobe. Kobe's my number 4. I know like people aren't gonna put
Wow,
Kobe's,
number 4.
Yeah. I just feel like his work ethic was insane. He was so consistent for so many years. Not only was he a scorer, he was a defender. I mean, that Mamba mentality is just he's so good, man. And like he's like one of those guys you just like hate, but like he's just so good. Like I mean, like if you're a Laker fan, you love him, but if you're anyone else, you hate him. He's just a dickhead. Even teammates, I know people would say, there's so many stories that came out about him just being a dickhead, but like that was it, man. He knew all he wanted to do was win. That's it. He didn't care about people liking him. He just wanted to win. And yeah, he's my number 4 for sure.
How about you, Vaun? Who you got it for?
My number 4, damn it, it's kind of tough. It is because it's like, is it like number 4 for like, I guess you could say like, just is it your number 4, or is it more or less like what do you want to call it, like obviously like the obvious choices type of number 4, but you know what I'm saying. But like if it's just my number 4, I already got Allen Iverson at number 5. My number 4 might just be Shaq.
Yeah,
I love it.
You know what I mean? Like, and for me, like again, like I said, I'm a little bit younger than you guys, but again, he was another cultural guy. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like with Shaq, like his basketball presence was so dominant. Like him as that center, like even till this day, we might not ever see a center as dominant as him. The numbers may have not been. I mean, his numbers are good, but like his shooting percentage was obviously terrible. But the things that he did outside of shooting, like the hustle, the strength, like the things that he did, his paint presence alone, I feel like he's really like that. He was really like the best center ever.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree. Most dominant player of all time. I think that's clear. And like you said, I don't think we'll ever see another guy like that. Shaq was so close to being my top 5. So I love it. I love that he's in both of your.
He's definitely. I got him at number 4, 100%.
My number 3, I got to piggyback right off of what Drew said. Drew had his number 4. For me, it's got to be Kobe, number 3. You know what I mean? The Black Mamba. He's just like you said. You hated the guy. The guy was just a winner. 15-time All NBA, 5-time champ, averaging 25, 5, and 5, basically. The guy was a beast, man. The guy just wanted to win. He'll do whatever it takes to win. And he's one of the best scorers I think we've ever seen, and especially in my day. I think he's the closest comparison you can make in the style of play to Jordan, especially with that just killer mentality and wanting to win. So for me, Kobe's got to be number 3. Just one of the greatest I've ever seen, hands down.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I feel like Vaun said it already that everyone's 5 was a little different, and you brought up a good point too, Vaun, about like your top 5 versus if ESPN put out a top 5, because I put some guys that are in my top 5, but like Vince Carter is my favorite player of all time. Like and like he's not on my list.
Yeah,
Derrick Rose is one of mine. You get what I'm saying? He ain't on my list though. Like, exactly.
Guys
exactly.
Like Sean Kemp, AI, like you said, like those out, So, but yeah, no, number 3 for me is Magic. Magic was just he was unreal. The fact that he can play the center, he's a crazy point guard. He was just so flashy at a time when like that wasn't like cool yet. Like I feel like he made it cool to be kind of flashy. I watched Showtime, that docu-series.
Showtime or Winning Time?
Winning Time.
Winning Time. Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Seeing him and the way he was and the way he was with Kareem and the way they interacted with each other, pretty cool. But he was always ready to make that big play on a big stage too. That's the thing. Like some guys like they don't come up big when the team needs him. But his personality. Talk about passing. This guy's passes were unbelievable. Like he's got to be one of the best point guards of all time.
If not the best. If not the best.
Yeah. So Magic number 3 for me.
Match number 3. All right. Now for maybe not for you guys, but maybe for your viewers, what I'm about to say might might fuck somebody's head up. But for me, my number 3 is Michael Jordan. And right. Now, I'll just start off by saying this again, like I said before, like I know it's Vaun showing his age. Vaun was born in 1992. I didn't, when Michael Jordan was winning all those championships, dude, I was playing with my Legos. I was playing with the Game Boy. Like, I didn't really give 2 shits about basketball. You know what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect to Michael Jordan, because what made me understand what Michael Jordan was, and this is just me being 100% real, was Space Jam. That's what really made me like, who's this guy? Why is he like chilling with my bros?
Yeah. Why are you chilling with Bugs right now?
Why are you chilling with my? Yeah. Why are you chilling with my? Those are my homies. Why are you chilling? I don't know who you are. Why are you chilling with me? Why are you chilling with my bros? You know what I'm saying? But then I looked into Michael Jordan. You dig what I'm saying? And then by the time I got old enough to start watching basketball, Michael Jordan was already on the Wizards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, so I didn't really experience Michael Jordan the way that everybody else did that is older than me, like that wow factor. Because it's one thing to look at like YouTube videos and look at highlights and stuff like that. It's another thing to be like watching that stuff live. So like for me, like I have to put him at number 3 only because the guys that are at number 1 and 2 for me, like, I mean, I genuinely feel like those number 1 and number 2 are better than Mike, which sounds crazy, but I do genuinely feel that way. But Michael Jordan, like, I mean, I could sit here go about the stats and stuff like that, but again, like, for what? Like, we know who Sir Ernest is and what he 100%. Did. The 6 rings and, and what was it, 82 and 9 or whatever it was, like, at that time. Like, but, 72 and 9.
72, and 10,
10. Yeah, 72 and 10. Like, Michael Jordan did things like, he was the MVP and then the defensive MVP in the same year. Like, that shit's crazy, bro. Like, but I'm too young